take a look here at Bigfoot and his sidekick, the Jackalope. Bigfoot is a melee fighter, 16 health, 3 move, and the Jackalope is a melee with 6 health. His ability is, at the end of your turn, if there are no opposing fighters in Bigfoot's zone, you may draw 1 card. Here's his strong attack. Larger than life, it's a solid 6 with no effect, 3 copies of that. Savagery, if you won the combat, deal 1 damage to each fighter adjacent to Bigfoot. It's a 4, 3 copies of that as well. In the last Bigfoot only card, Crashing Through the Trees, move Bigfoot up to 5 spaces. You may move Bigfoot through spaces containing opposing fighters, 2 copies of that. Now we get into these any cards, and these are for both Bigfoot and Jackalope. Disengage, 2 copies. Choose an empty space in this fighter zone, place this fighter in that space. And we're going to get into the common cards. Regroup, draw 1 card. If you won the combat, draw 2 cards instead, 3 copies. Faint, cancel all effects on your opponent's card, 3 copies. Momentous Shift, if your fighter starts to turn in a different space, this card's value is 5 instead, 3 copies. Skirmish, basic 4. If you won the combat, choose one of the fighters in combat, move them up to 2 spaces, 3 copies. And then Hoax, move your fighter up to 5 spaces. You may move that fighter through spaces containing opposing fighters, 3 copies as well. It's Just Your Imagination, his only defense. Cancel all effects on your opponent's card. And then finally, the Jackalope only card. And there's 3 copies of this, Jackalope Horns. Move the Jackalope up to 5 spaces. You may move the Jackalope through spaces containing opposing fighters. Then deal 2 damage to any one fighter adjacent to the Jackalope. So 16 health is pretty strong. And a nice little sidekick on top of that is just icing on the cake. His ability, you're going to want to use liberally, depending on the matchup, depending on the game state, because you don't want to overdraw. But it is a nice ability to be able to do when you need to, and fits the cryptid that is Bigfoot. 3 6s is pretty insane, because even though there's no effect, a 6 is a 6. Savagery, you have to be careful about when you're playing it. If you won the combat, deal 1 damage to each fighter adjacent to Bigfoot. You don't want to end your movement with the Jackalope adjacent to Bigfoot and then have them play a skirmish type card where they move away, or they move you adjacent to the Jackalope. So be aware of that when you're playing this card, so as not to damage your own fighter. And then this card can be used to just get through sidekicks if you need to do those big hits on the hero. This card can get you in and out of places as well, or you can use it smart if you're attacking a sidekick and you know you won't kill it for some reason, and you can get into the zone that the opponent's hero is in. And then, of course, just extra card draw. You got the basic Feint. The Momentous Shift is good, and either character can use it, and they can both use it in conjunction with their 2 schemes here. So you keep that in mind, that Momentous Shift will activate if you use either of these schemes. If you use the Bigfoot one for Bigfoot and the Jackalope one for Jackalope. And then, of course, just a Skirmish 4 is great. And a Hoax 4 is even better, because you can move your fighter up to 5 spaces, even if you won or lost the combat, and move through opposing fighters. So Hoax is pretty good, and there's 3 copies of that. So use that to get in and out of places as well. It's Just Your Imagination is just a feint that's better. A 3 feint, 3 valued feint is really good. And then lastly, this will be 6 damage throughout the game if you keep the Jackalope alive long enough. It's just 6 free damage, as if Bigfoot needs that. Now, when you're playing Bigfoot, he's one of the most straightforward fighters you could play as, and he's also strong. Literally, you're just going to go in, you're going to hit big with your attacks, and you're going to defend well automatically. You don't even really have to be that clever about it. The only thing you got to be clever about is the ability and not overdoing it. Sometimes you won't even do it at all in some matchups. And you have to also be clever about keeping your sidekick alive. But that is Bigfoot, a very good hero for anyone that is starting to play Unmatched and wants to understand the basics and doesn't want to get just demolished. Hope that helps you understand Bigfoot a little bit better.